So today we're going to be talking about this, the Tractive GPS device for your dog. We've been using it for several months now, so we definitely have some opinions about it. Some good, some bad, and some that might make you think twice before you buy one. Anyways, Flint's gone, so I better catch him up. Let's start the video. Meet Flint. He's a confident 18-month-old rescue and former street dog. Despite his charm, he's an expert escape artist. He's only lived with me for about 2 months, so he's not exactly glued to me just yet. I was worried that if he escapes the house or slips the lead on his walk, I'd struggle to get him back, or worse, find him. So I decided to get a GPS tracker, partly because the adoption shelter recommended it, and partly because it kept popping up on my Instagram feed. So, what does the Tracktive promise to do? Well, in a nutshell, it tracks your dog through GPS in real time, gives you the ability to create virtual boundaries, and it's an activity and health monitor for your dog. Sounds great, right? Well, let's break it down. Right out the box, I was impressed. Setup was simple and it linked to my phone automatically. The device clips securely to your dog's existing collar, and the build quality feels very solid. It's not coming off anytime soon, unless you or your dog want it to. And here's what I loved about it. It's waterproof down to 1 meter for 30 minutes, not that I plan on testing that. At nighttime, you can activate a light on the collar to help make your dog more visible. This can also help aid in rescues if they ever did need spotted in the dark. And the first full charge lasted me 9 days, and it only took 2 hours to fully recharge from 0%. So far, I was genuinely impressed. It's functional, it's durable, and it does what it says on the tin. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the device, and this is where things get a little less straightforward. The device itself works a bit like a mobile phone and uses GPS satellites to locate your pet. And in an area like this, where the phone signal likely is very poor, it's probably going to struggle to actually find your dog. The device costs £50 on Amazon, or if you head to Tractive's own website, you'll be forking out £60 for the exact same device. But it doesn't quite work straight out the box. Like I said, it's kind of like a mobile phone. Therefore, you then need to start a subscription plan to pay to be able to access the GPS satellites so that you can locate your dog with the tracking device. This is where the confusion starts. There are 12 different subscription options available, which is frankly excessive. There's only one monthly payment option, which is £13.50 a month, while the others force you to fork out a lump sum. Generally, depending on the time period, they work out at around £6 per month, and their most popular plan is apparently £168 in a one-off payment. And just when you think you're done and you're reaching the checkout and you want to hit the outdoors with your dog, there's one more subscription plan that Tractive tried to slip in. Tractive Care. Now, this promises to fix your device if it breaks, which is brilliant, but surely they could just sell you a device which they're confident won't just fall apart in the first place, like other outdoor brands such as Paramore and Patagonia, who fix your product no questions asked. You don't have to pre-apply or pay for a subscription plan for their care packages. Yes, they do charge a small fee when their jackets break, but they fix them no problem. Surely Tractive could do the same as well. Frustrating. Right, let's talk about the battery life, because there's a mixed bag of opinions online, but a lot of people are bashing Tractive for how terrible their battery is. I, on the other hand, I'm going to stand up for Tractive and vouch for how good the battery is, because I've actually had a great experience. On the first full charge, I was able to get 9 days, which in a recovery mission is more than sufficient for getting your dog back. Since then, the battery life has varied between 8 to 14 days. Now, that being said, if you have a small or a miniature dog, it's likely going to be quite dangerous or uncomfortable for them to have such a big, bulky device around their neck, so do bear that in mind when buying such big devices. Also, if you're trying to locate your dog in the dark, the light on the device may be hard to see. Because of the weight of how the battery sits on the collar, it will likely move it to the bottom of its neck. So anyways, just a few extra things for you to consider there. And then there's the terms and conditions. I had to read before paying, and there's a few concerns. Tractive is solely responsible for determining if the device is truly damaged. Batteries are considered consumables, so if your device fails, the repair or replacement costs fall entirely on you, the customer. Given that the battery is a critical component, its failure essentially renders the tracker useless. And if you send a damaged device back, you pay for all the shipping costs to and from Tractive HQ. Customers are limited to 1 or 2 replacements depending on their subscription plan, even on long-term plans like a 5-year option. And on top of that, Tractive reserves the right to terminate the customer's Tractive care service at any given time. Let's talk about a few of the features of the device. Now, the most popular and my favourite is the live track feature, which again uses GPS satellites and it allows you to track the location of your dog in real time. Once again, I tested this in a town, in a nice built up area, such as McDonald's, and it worked perfectly fine. But in the wilderness like I am right now, it will struggle because of that phone connectivity that it needs. On another note of this, you can also set up geofencing around your property, so you get alerts if your dog leaves the boundary that you've set up. This does require you to have the device on your dog 24/7, which I know a lot of pet owners like myself likely aren't going to do. And another feature I found myself a bit conflicted about is the Audible Alarms. If you can't see your dog visually when you're trying to locate them, you can sound an alarm on the device. It falls into a bit of a grey area here because, fortunately for your dog, the sound is not loud enough to harm their ears. It is a pet-friendly volume. But this also means that the volume is so quiet that you can't actually hear the device yourself. Bit useless. A few more features include things such as virtual reality, where if you're bad at locating your dog yourself, you can connect it to your phone and it will guide you in the right general direction of where your dog may be or just the device. Another one is Heatmaps. You can see where your dog has been in the previous 24 hours. Brilliant for trying to locate a lost dog. Bit bad if you want to go beyond 24 hours, as that is capped behind a subscription plan. Just like if you want to share the location of your dog with a friend, you can't because you need to pay. Now, we're at the part of the video where I tie all of the ideas previously mentioned into the ending of the video. And some of the sentiment online that I've seen is people having a lot of positivity and frustration about the device, from false alerts, from virtual fences, the bulkiness, the confusing subscription packages, and pretty much everything else mentioned in this video. But having bashed this product quite heavily throughout the video, I have got to cut it some slack because I've never, thankfully, had to use the product for its intended purposes. And if I ever did lose my dog, I would be very thankful that I had included the Tractive on his collar, because I'm pretty confident that I would stand a chance of recovering him and finding the dog once again. Because in the wilderness, as you know, every now and then you do get a phone signal, and in built up areas like towns and cities, then you're pretty confident that you're going to find him. There is a link in the description of this video if you would like to purchase the Tractive yourself. It is an affiliate link, so I do get some of the money from the sale, just so you're aware. It does help support the channel. I don't mind if you don't use the link, it's up to you. I think that's about everything for this one, so I'll see you in the next video.